Hello, everybody. Good morning. It is a stinky Monday morning. But hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to our Monday morning stream. Yippee! Hello, Yoshiko, Gomen, Apple, Thiago, Tube, Midas, and Peach, Fiends, Mokosh, Elements. Understeer, and me, Pal, Atoll, Crayons, Zero, Dustbrook, Firemaker, Sawyer, Jiro, Hoppy, JonJonH, Kata, Elite. Hello, everybody. Rabbit, Rodri, Meep, Hyper, BB, Harper, Mold. Welcome in. Happy Monday. How are we feeling, guys? I understand that because unemployment is in, we are probably not at work today, right? Right? None of us are at work today. Am I right? Hello, Rohan. Soma. Right. Good. It seems that you guys are very much capable of following instructions without your brains, so I'm very, very happy about that. I don't know, you guys aren't really shouting it at the top of your lungs, going, "Yes, Sarah, I'm unemployed!" There seems to be something wrong here, but I'm not smart enough to deduce what exactly is going on. So maybe you guys are just lying to me, but I wouldn't know. I'm ill, but I'm not at work? Well, I mean, I guess there's a bright side to being ill. Maybe we should all collectively get ill? Please don't do this. Gonna start another worldwide pandemic, and it's all because we don't want to go to work? Question mark. I'm unemployed and I'm lying in bed right now. I would never lie to you. See, that's what I need. Thank you so much. I hope more and more of us will continue to laze around bed rot all day and not be productive members of this society. I wish I was unemployed and rich. Me too. And this is why we have to keep buying the lotto so we can win the lottery, so that we can retire and never have to think about capitalism ever again, because we will become capitalism. What about watching Sarah on company time? I suppose that's the second best thing. The best thing would obviously be unemployment, so you can watch Cera Luceria whenever you want. But if we really cannot achieve this, then I suppose watching Sarah on company time is the next best alternative, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't go around like flaunting it or parading it, because at the end of the day, you aren't unemployed when you do that. But it is what it is, right? We already won the lottery having you as an Oshi. What the hell? David, thank you. YouTube Chapman really goes crazy. No, that is true. What is up with YouTube? They're working on becoming unemployed. Yeah, if you watch Cera Luceria on company time, then at least you're one step closer to becoming unemployed. Making money to give Sarah a portion of income is pretty pog. I suppose that is pretty pog, and I would really appreciate it. But I would rather you not torture yourself like that. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I watch Sarah on company time. You should make all of your clients watch Sarah as well. You blast me on speakers at work? Granted, I work alone. What kind of work allows you to work alone and still have access to like speakers? Unless you're working from home, in which case then that's not really a flex now, is it? You're not even in public. Say it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Shark Lover. How old are you turning? Dox yourself now. you work out of your car. Wait, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Alas, it's only for millionaires. I feel like at this point in this economy, you know, I understand that millionaires, there's a really large range for millionaires. You could have 1 million and still be a millionaire, or you can have 900 million and be a millionaire, right? But like if you're just barely a millionaire, I feel like you still have to be employed. That's just the state of our economy as it is, you know? Yeah, I know. Even millionaires aren't safe. "24! Oh my gosh, you're almost in your mid-20s. How does that make you feel? Why are we interrogating them? Those poor millionaires. Imagine being 7 digits and not 8 yet. I can't count, but at least 7, 8 is better than 6, 7, right? I'm like, this is the unemployment interview. I would be great at interviewing people for unemployment because guess what, everybody? I'm unemployed from one of my multiple jobs, so technically I'm not completely unemployed, but I am more unemployed than I was before this. Yeah, from one of my many roles and many responsibilities, but it counts, okay? Yeah, baby steps. We're gonna get there eventually, but right now we are just dipping our toes into unemployment. That is true. I still have 1 month left in my contract, so technically I'm not yet unemployed, but we are making that transition over to becoming unemployed. So just let me call myself unemployed, okay? One day you will be fully unemployed. What do you mean going ape shit? Where the monkey providing the poo from? Poo? But yes, I've been getting a couple more questions after my last announcement stream, so I thought I may as well just address some of them now rather than later, cause then eventually it'll start piling up and then it's gonna get really awkward to address later on. But we'll go through some of them today. If you have any additional questions, we can talk about that on stream as well. But this stream is mostly just gonna be me yapping about many things. On a fine Monday. I mean, whether or not I'm corporal, if I breathe wrong, they could still give me the banhammer. It's actually a lot better for me to be under corporal, because then I won't be the one having to deal with it if, for some unimaginable reason, my account gets totally banned or poofed off of the internet. I would not be the one dealing with it if I had a corporal, but now that I don't have a corporal, if I breathe wrong on YouTube, I would have to be the one dealing with it. So that is just slightly more stressful, just a little bit, you know. I want to give you an offer as a housewife, but I don't want to take away your unemployment type. Well, what do I have to do? What is included in my housewife duties? Because that also ranges quite large, right? The range is quite large for housewife duties. Yeah. So it's not like my corpo's the one banning me. My corpo would not ban me for doing my job, but it's more like if one of the platforms decide that oh, she's a little annoying today, let's kill her, then there's nothing I can really do, right? Just be cute. Be house and be wife. I can be cute and I can be wife, but I don't know what it means to be house. In this economy, you want me to either own a house or become Dr. House? I don't like that, guys, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to be that guy. 2 hours a day bed rotting, minimum requirement? Oh boy, I can do that. That's way too easy. Noob numbers. Those are rookie numbers. If you become the house, you don't have to pay for it. I guess that's true. I suppose that's a loophole that I've never thought of. If I become a house, I don't have to pay for it. I mean, they did say that you can be anything you want it to be, so why not? Why not become a house? House empty mentioned. No, I don't like that guy. I've only watched like 3 episodes of House, but that guy is so annoying. If you become a house, can the Ceratonians move in? I mean, we're one big family, right? What kind of family member would I be if I kicked you out to the streets? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? A house VTuber? I'm pretty sure there's gotta be at least 1 or 2 out there, right? But just a whole ass house as a VTuber? Come on, we gotta make this happen. One of you in chat has gotta want to become a VTuber, right? Hello everybody, I'm Chat and I'm a house VTuber. Being homeless is not the goal. Being homeless is when your husband is useless and spends all our money on gambling, and we don't want that now, do we? Is there old man yaoi in house? There's too much old man yaoi everywhere. I've had enough of old man yaoi. Sarah 2.0 ideas. Yeah, I just like completely scrapped the carbuncle theme after I go indie because there's no one forcing me to be a carbuncle anymore. And I re-debut and I have a completely new redesign and I'm just a freaking house. Speak for yourself. I want to gamma life savings, and this is why you will never have a wife. Is that mean? Hello, Notorious. Yeah, if you can't buy a house, then you have to just become a house. What are we then? Well, we can't officially get married like this if we're homeless. We need to at least have a home. Okay? So we're married in name and in our hearts, but where are we supposed to live? Stop gambling all of our funds away. I can't actually become a house VTuber. Gosh. There are plenty of other reasons why I'll never have a wife. Don't worry, Ceratonians. Even if we have to live in a cardboard, I'll allow it. I will still love you forever and ever, even if we live in a cardboard box. I just have to, you know, give you some tough love. Otherwise, how will you become motivated? If the love of your life just says, yeah, it's fine, we'll live on the streets, then you'll never be motivated to stop gambling all your money away. Stop gambling! Can't be homeless if I win it. Okay, well, if you're very confident on your art in your RNGs and your luck, then who am I supposed to say no, right? What do I know about luck? Probabilities and statistics and all that jazz. I don't know. How do numbers even work? Am I right? Am I right, folks? But I do have to show you some tough love from time to time. Otherwise, you'll be so doomed. 99% of gamblers quit just before they make it big? Really? 99 is very, very close to 100. So are you telling me that you should never give up? Oh my god. My gosh, have a safe flight, Tony. Dang, people traveling. Oh yeah, it was American Thanksgiving earlier this week, last week, right? So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Statistically, it's a 50-50. Either you win or you don't. I'm not a genius, but that sounds about right. Yeah, you either win or you lose. Like, that sounds like a 50% chance. You're right. I don't see anything wrong with that logic. The turkey was pretty juicy. Oh, I'm so jealous. Are you British? Well, let's talk about that. My company is dying, so are they going to be revoking my honorary British status? What's going to happen to Cera Luceria and the UK? Is she still a European VTuber? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm here to formally announce that with the dissolution of my Brave Group Europe agency GLOBIE, I will unfortunately retain my honorary British title. I know that this is quite unfortunate and maybe not the results that we were hoping for, but I have not yet earned my independence, and I will remain a member of the British Commonwealth. So, alas, despite my European company leaving me, I will not leave Europe. At least in my mind and in my soul, I will remain British. But it's true, at least I'm not French, so at least I'm not from Quebec or Montreal, so we still have that going for us! Yeah, it could be worse. I say this, but it's so funny. The only place in Europe I've been to is actually France. I've never been anywhere else in Europe. Wonderful experience. This was many years ago, with my family. It was, I think, my last actual family vacation that I took with my whole family. So it was a good memory, but never been anywhere else though in Europe. So yeah. You prefer to pronounce Montreal like you're from French? False. You rate Europe out of 10? 10 out of 10 because I've never been. So I mean, we are part of the British Commonwealth. There's really nothing I can say. Other than it's great. Yes, I hope that answers your question. But to be more specific, I will still do my best to stream at multiple times during the week. So I have my regular 9 p.m. PST hours, which are quite late, I understand. But those are the only times that I can really do ASMR because everyone else in my family will have settled down for the evening. So it's the best time for me to do ASMR completely uninterrupted. And with my brother moving out very soon, which is something that I will speak about a little bit later, it means that I can start ASMRs much earlier. I know there are a couple of ASMR streams that I've had to push back till like 11 p.m., which is quite late, even for me, PST gang. So I can't imagine how late it must be for everybody else in the world. But yeah, we will finally have some peace and quiet at nighttime, so we can start our ASMRs earlier, hopefully. So that's exciting, but I will also do my best to do daytime streams because I understand and I appreciate that time zones are the worst. So even if we don't have ASMR streams during the day for me, I would still like to be able to spend time with you guys while the sun is still out for me and hopefully catch a few more of you when I normally won't be able to see you otherwise. So 6 a.m. is good. Don't worry, I'm sure there will still be streams that will be a little bit later on in the day at 11 p.m. PST for me, just because some of the nature of my streams are a little bit sus, and I just need to make sure that even my mother is asleep in her bed before we begin. So yeah. But yeah, nothing I can really do about that, just because I am but one person and cannot accommodate to everybody's sleeping schedules. So why not? If you're having some issues adjusting to my schedule, if you can't catch streams, why not considering moving to the west coast of Canada? Question mark. That will save all of our problems, and I no longer have to deal with people saying, "Sarah, you stream so late." Yeah, just move. I think that'll solve all of our problems. Thank you for the ones who are VOD watchers. That still means a lot to me. I know it's a very different experience watching a VOD versus being able to catch a stream live. There's obviously that element of interaction that you won't get as a VOD watcher, but know that I see you, I love you, and I appreciate it so much that despite not getting that interactive piece, you still take the time out of your day to support me and watch my VODs. So thank you. Does that mean there's a spare room for rent? Yeah, actually, but I don't think we are renting it. Unless things become incredibly dire, then I suppose. Who wants to be Cera Luceria's roommate? Yippee! However, you cannot speak past 9 p.m. because that's when I stream, and if you speak, I will murder you. Exactly, VOD gang, we're also married and you're also stuck in my basement. So do your best not to gamble your entire life savings away, okay? Yeah, and you cannot speak to me. You cannot look at me. And you have to pretend like I do not exist. Good morning. You need to take a shower at least once a day? I'm just a carbuncle. I don't know about that. Want to move out of the basement into the room? No, I'm about to kick you out into the yard if you don't know your place. Yeah, that is true. You would have to do all the boy chores for me. Yeah, like shoveling the snow in the winter, mowing the lawn, taking the garbage and the trash out because I absolutely hate doing that. Changing my light bulb. You'll have to be in charge of all of that, okay? And if you say, but Sarah, I'm not a boy, well, too bad! Too bad. Once you move in, you have the honorary boy status. So I don't actually care what you are. I know, the Minecraft pickaxe. I know, originally it was just an iron pickaxe, but I was like, can we upgrade that to Minecraft diamond pickaxe, please? Yeah, it wasn't even a Minecraft iron pickaxe. It was just a regular iron pickaxe. And I was like, please, can we get a Minecraft diamond pickaxe, please? Am I in charge of the dog too? We can be in charge of the dog together, I guess, but you cannot interact with me or talk to me ever. Picturing a stack of serotonins in a trench coat doing chores? That is actually so cute. I forget that you guys are so teeny tiny. How are you supposed to do any chores? You can barely keep your eyes open. Maybe this is abuse. Maybe I shouldn't be pushing this onto you. Just a little guy, which is arguably more useless than being just a girl. When you're just a little guy, you can't do much of anything, am I right? Serotonins are very strong. They can lift 100 times their weight. Are they like ants? I mean, I guess you guys do all live together in my basement. So you are kind of like an ant colony, right? In that regard. That's true. You guys are at least good for cuddling. With your big bald heads. Oh, I just wanna nuzzle all over your big bald heads. Little guys all over the world fell to their knees. No. They are already on their knees, so there's no falling to their knees. When you are truly a little guy at heart, you will have already accepted that status, so you know what comes with it, okay? Only fake little guys would fall to their knees, because all true little guys are already on their knees. I'm just spitting facts here, okay? So don't worry about it. We're all like Northern Lion, you see? I don't really know who that is. I know, oh my gosh, is she stupid? That's like the bald guy that streams, right? If they're little guys and the fall wouldn't hurt too much. Exactly. And they're used to it, so. It's okay, Short King. Sarah is probably shorter than you. That is probably true. Defining characteristic? Bald. The bald guy. Tyler 1? Okay, Tyler 1's not like completely bald. Also, he's a dad now, so he is the bald guy that's also a dad. So that's different, okay? Oh god, really? Yeah, he has 2 kids now. Of course you know this much about Leak Streamer? Well, he's pretty popular. Thank you, Golden. That's very sweet. Oh yeah, don't forget Tyler wants freaking head dent from his headphones. Do any of you have a headphone dent? I don't really use headphones. I have headphones, but I much more prefer just using earbuds and earphones. So I don't really have to deal with a headphone dent. But how are your heads doing, chat? Northern Lion is a dad too. Yeah, okay, but that's not his thing. His thing is not being a dad. His thing is being bald. Tyler One's thing is being a dad and being bald and having a headphone dent. It makes a dent in my hair, but not my head. Okay, but if you use it too often, then the dent in your hair becomes a dent in your head. I might have a bit of a dent. No! Super chat. A shaving head to check. Okay, we should all become bald, and then you be a true serotonin. For real, for real. Hello, Girth Demon. Thank you so much for the soup. It does feel like a dent. At least the headphones can't fall off. Your barber commented on your headphone dent. Oof. Oof. What the heck do you even say to that? Like, yeah, sorry. I'm a nerd. I play a lot of video games. I can't tell if it's a hair dent or actual head dent. I mean, I think you just gotta shave your head bald to really check it out. Do it for the bit. You're already balding? I feel like if you're already balding, then at that point, you just take the L and go completely bald. Because you can look good when you're bald. Like, bald people look great. But you know what? What doesn't look so good is if you're balding and you attempt to pretend like you're not bald and you have like a comb over. Just go bald. Just go bald. It's okay. You'll look really, really good. Even if you have a unique head shape, you still look really, really good. As long as you own it, okay? As long as you own it, you'll look good. But even if you own a comb over, I don't know. I really don't know if that's salvageable. Exactly. Be confident in your shiny head. Need treatment to prevent baldness? It's been working so far? I'm glad. I know that it doesn't work for a lot of people, especially when it's genetics, right? But hair loss can happen for multiple different reasons. I've had a period of time in my life where I was legitimately balding, and I was very, very scared because I thought it was genetics and I was just gonna lose all of my hair. I was actually so ready to shave my entire head because I was like, there's no way I am dealing with pretending not to be bald if I was actually going bald. I maybe just get like a wig or two, and it'll be much easier to put on a wig if I didn't have hair. So I was committed and ready to go bald, but I did not need to go bald because my hair came back, thankfully. Terrible, or many such cases. When you live a life filled with stress and worries, sometimes your hair just decides it wants to die. Wait, hair grows back. Bald guy Martin. I don't know. maybe not for everyone. I mean, I guess so, right? I don't really know how it works because I haven't been a human for too long, but I think I have actual hair on my head, and then I have fur on other parts of my body, but I'm assuming that if I were to actually start going bald, it would be that everything just goes hair and fur all together. Thank you, Logan. Thank you. So you really don't want to stress out your carbuncle, okay? Unless you want to come home to a funny-looking rat with really, really long ears, you probably don't want to stress out your carbuncle. Yeah, bald is beautiful when you're a human and maybe one of those hairless cats, but I can't say for sure if a bald carbuncle is beautiful. It's never that easy. Armpit hair goes last? Can I just say that... Okay, maybe this is giving people too much ammo, but I don't actually have armpit hair. Maybe my armpit is already bald? Question mark? Yeah. I just have bald pits. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I wouldn't particularly call it a bad thing or a good thing. It doesn't really, like, matter much. Right? I don't think it really, like, matters that much, but... Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't it feel cold? Can we get a couple of hair transplants for the pits, please, so it doesn't get cold? I'm going to be very normal with that information. Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware this is coveted information. But then perhaps I am severely underestimating the people on the internet, huh? Well, I don't have a whole ton of armpit hair, but apparently I have very full eyebrows. They're not like anything crazy, and I maintain them. But I wasn't aware that, like, a lot of people don't have any eyebrows and they just draw it on. I was not aware of that, and I count my blessings every single day for actually having eyebrow hairs. But when I had my eyebrows done a couple of years back, my eyebrow technician was like, "Wow, you have such a full set of brows. Are they real?" And I'm like, what do you mean, are they real? Like, you're touching it right now. Like, yeah, it's real. Yeah, I actually do have my brows tattooed as well. It's semi-permanent makeup. It's actually fading away a little bit faster than I would like it to, but I've got it done a long time ago. I don't remember if it's pre-COVID or just immediately after COVID. But it was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life because I no longer had to draw in my brows. I don't think you guys understand. For those of you who don't draw in your brows, I freaking hate drawing my brows in, and it's always like a hit or miss because sometimes they're a little lopsided, other times they're a little too thick, other times they're too thin, they're too dark or they're too light. It just like was not a good time. So thank God after I got my brows done, I never had to look at it ever again. Draw in my armpit hair. Yeah, I guess if I'm ever feeling quirky, I'll just use some pit hair extensions or something. Yeah, it was so annoying. Like, all the other parts of makeup on my face, I don't have to do, like, daily because I don't really wear makeup whenever I go out. Unless it's, like, a special occasion. But my brows, you know, you can't go out with unkept brows. So you at least have to, like, maintain them and make sure they look good. So even if I don't do a full face of makeup, I had to at least manage my brows daily. And that was so annoying. Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how badly I hated that. So, wonderful quality of life change for me. Yeah, my brows are always on fleek. Naturally hot. Yeah, I look like this IRL. What do you mean? What were we talking about? Oh, right, pits and eyebrows. But yeah, I've been blessed with a full set of eyebrows, which I'm very happy about. Smooth pits and lots of brows, so I'm happy about that. I'm naturally chopped. I don't think that's possible. I think chopped is a word that comes from people who aren't taking good care of themselves, and that's why they've become chopped. You can't just be naturally chopped, okay? And if you are chopped right now, worry not. There are many ways to unchop yourself. What is chopped? Oh my god, no, Rabbit. Are you chopped and unk? Question mark, question mark, question mark. No, say it ain't so. Time to start looks maxing. Okay, honestly, looks maxing sounds very, very tiring. I would not want to looks max. Well, I'm definitely unk. Someone please explain. 6, 7. It's actually so funny. I like understand what this 6-7 thing is about, but seeing it in action is the funniest thing ever because like the kids just go absolutely crazy for it. I can't even explain. Like, I get it, but seeing it is so surreal. They like, okay, I was in a computer class, I think, but people were using like those Chromebook like tablet stuff, so you can see the battery percentage on it, right? And I pulled out one Chromebook. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this to show you guys an example of what you're supposed to do. And the battery percentage was at like 70 or something when I started using it, and then halfway through the example I was giving, it went down to 67%, and then all the kids collectively, I don't know if they were just like really hyper focused on the percentage or something, as soon as it went to 67, they just erupted. They were like, oh my god, look, 67, oh my god, look, the battery is 67, 67, 67. And I was just like, yeah, very cool. Battery percentage went down from 68 to 67. Wow. You know, I didn't actually say any of that, but that's what I thought of when it happened. And there are just so many other examples of this happening. It was free time in one of the elementary classes that I was working at, and they could play with toys, they could draw. So a couple of them went onto the carpet and they grabbed like tiny whiteboards and markers to draw with, and they started making these gorgeous artworks of 6-7. Like, it was just decorating 6-7, 6-7, 6-7 over and over again. And I was like, this is incredible. I do not get it, but at least we're interested in numbers and art. And it's the worst having to be in a math class for elementary schoolers, like the younger ones, because you have to help them count, right? And a lot of them are still using a number line and like a multiplication chart. So I was helping this one kindergartner, I think, or no, it was a first grader with just quite simple addition and subtraction, and we were using our fingers, we were using counters to do the math, and then every time we're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then when it gets to 7, I just don't say 7, I just go 8, 9. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just old now, so we don't understand it. But we were saying stupid shit when we were younger too. I don't remember what kind of stupid shit I was saying, but I know I was saying stupid shit, okay? And going around at recess, Naruto running through the playground. Like, come on, we were weird as fuck. Yeah, and it's like none of the memes we were talking about really made sense, right? like there are so many lines that just don't make any sense but gets quoted over and over. I don't think that's true. I think there are plenty of memes that were just memes. It doesn't have to have a whole lot of meaning or context behind it. Bri'ish avocado. Mary Chrysler. yeah, sheesh. Yeah, I think it's really funny. Ohio. Yeah, thankfully I don't have to say Ohio. You know, I don't have to say Ohio too frequently, but it is still quite funny. Sorry, my memes are ancient. Memes didn't exist back then. That is completely untrue. Even if you did not call it memes, memes did exist back then. Language just evolves, and the terms that we use changes along with the times. So even if they weren't known as memes, they were definitely memes. People wish that Skibbity would go away and the monkey's paw curled. Back in my day, we had advice annals. Oh my god, we had Bad Luck Brian. We really just put that poor guy's face on blast all over the internet. The guy is just taking a freaking yearbook photo. They wrote 6-7 on the cave walls. Dang, I didn't know 6-7 had such a long history. Hi, the Pain Herald. He's still on Facebook and he's still milking his fame from the meme. I think it's really funny. You may as well embrace it, right? There's a book from 1841 called Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, which includes how people will run around shouting meme phrases for no reason. I've never heard of that, but that is so cool. Yeah, see? Memes have existed all throughout. Like, I promise you, them cavemans, they were screaming their own version of 6-7, okay? Yeah, I would love to know what memes were from back then, but they would probably not be very pretty and not safe for this stream, so... But yeah, I think it's also really funny where people are like, oh, just play into it, and eventually they'll get bored of it, because that is not how it works, by the way. You should, as, like, a grown-up in the position of power, you can, like, obviously joke alongside your students, but like if you're a cool teacher that the kids generally like and respect, if you play into it, that is giving them permission to continue doing it over and over and over. They will not get sick of it unless they don't like you very much. Then I guess like you're not a very cool teacher, you're just a kind of boring adult. But if the kids even like you just slightly and you give in and give them permission to say 6-7 over and over, then they will never drop it, okay? Like, you just have to pretend like you don't hear it, you have no idea what's going on, and you don't acknowledge it at all, and then eventually they'll start saying a different number. Yeah! You gotta get the lamest teachers to be like, hey, 6-7, am I right, kids? And then the kids will give you a side eye and like be like, okay. Oh yeah, the cool S. Everybody used to draw that. I still see it around sometimes, which I think is interesting. I wonder if we'll see 6-7 20 years down the line. They're lucky they only have to worry about 6-7. No, there are Pokemon cards now too. Pokemon cards are making a comeback. I have had to confiscate many a Pokemon cards just because you just can't be having Pokemon cards in class while we're teaching. You can play with their Pokemon cards outside. I don't even care if you're gambling with it. Just stop throwing them around in the classroom, okay? Meow! Senpai! Yes, we go unemployment soon. I can't believe this. Who's gonna pay my bills, Meow Senpai? I have to pay my own bills? Shitting shit. Their financial instruments, that is not true, because most of the kids, they get the leftover Pokemon cards that their parents don't want. So none of them have like expensive Pokemon cards. They all have like the fodder stuff that obviously were from their parents' packs that they didn't want. So I don't feel too bad confiscating those. But yeah, I have never seen any kid bring like, oh my god, look at my grade 10 rare Charizard. I don't collect cards, so I don't know what I'm talking about. It's very clearly a parent hobby now, less so a child hobby. You're taking potential family heirlooms from them? Oh man, I must be rich. I always give them back, okay? It's not like I take them and then I keep them to myself. I give them back. I know, right? What do you mean I have to buy all my arts and fund all my projects and pay for all these events? What do you mean I have to do that all by myself now? How are you feeling about our unemployment, Miss Meow? Super chat. Hello, Bo. Welcome. And Droda, thank you so much for the soup. Unemployment sucks. Well, why the heck are you scaring me right now? I just became unemployed and now you're telling me it sucks. You hate me? But thank you so much for becoming a Ceratonin. Thank you so much for your support. Meow is a goat, so she'll crush unemployment like a soda can? I believe that. I can see Meow Senpai doing that. I, on the other hand, will crumble under the pressure. But yes, okay. So, I am here to answer some questions. I received a couple of questions after my previous stream, so we will just quickly talk about that. We've already yapped for an entire hour without addressing anything important. I'm so sorry. No, don't worry, Androda. I was just kidding. I was just bantering, fooling around, playing around, you know? Can I get McDonald's? Did you guys know that when I was growing up... Okay, this is a tangent that is unrelated to any of the questions that I received. But I'm gonna go on this tangent anyway. Did you guys know that when I was growing up in pretty severe poverty? We were living off of my father's part-time McDonald's salary. So, I am always very, very, very strongly afraid of being unemployed. So this is a very scary, scary, scary step for me. I know it's like not that big of a deal because like I still actually have a real job, like my day job, and it wasn't like streaming was paying my bills anyway, but I am quite nervous and I am quite anxious. Unemployment means I can't afford my weeb activities anymore. That is so true. Unemployment means now I have to think twice before I get cute art of Cera Luceria for you guys. So yeah, it is weighing quite heavily on my mind, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said before, it'll be hopefully a good change. Hopefully we get where we would like to be. Yippee! You can't call yourself my coworker? Well, you can always call yourself my senpai. You'll still be my senpai regardless. And Rabbit, what the heck? Thank you so much, Rabbit. I told you to hold on to your rocks. What part of holding on to your rocks do you not understand, huh? Oh. I'm just trying to say meow, so don't get it twisted. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yippee! Yippee! Alright, so actually, this is quite interesting because we are very close to unlocking another emote slot. I don't know if... Oh, I feel... Obviously, with the news of me going indie soon, a lot of you would want to hold on to your rocks to give them to me when I'm fully independent. But I don't know. I think that it's the same for viewers. You're still gonna be spending money. If we're ever gonna try to aim for a goal, you're still gonna be spending the same amount of money regardless. But if we do this another month, we will be further away from that goal than we are now. We are the closest now that we've ever been to unlocking a new emote slot. So I don't know. I don't know if I should push for it a little more. But we are the closest we've ever been, and yet still, we are quite far. So we are, I think, around 300. I know, that is still a lot. We are around 300 memberships away if we're trying to aim for 800, which I believe is when the next emote slots unlocks. Then we are still around 300 away, which is still a lot, which is why I'm saying I don't know if I want to do this push right now. And I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking of incorporating like a membership section into the donathon, but the thing with that is the memberships fluctuate based off of your monthly amount of members, and this month we have had an incredible influx of support just from anniversary as well as this news, obviously. So we are much closer to that 800 goal than we would be, say, in January, if we don't have just the base amount of members that we have right now. And yeah, memberships for donathons, it's a little bit rough because YouTube does take a big cut. If we were to do that, it would just solely be to unlock the emotes, I guess. So I don't know, that is something to think about. Yeah, and the membership value is dependent on where you're from, right? So it fluctuates, definitely. So I don't know, I'm not sure. We are closer than we have ever been, but at this point I also don't know if it's worth it to do the push right now. But definitely hold on to your rocks, because we will be doing an actual donathon, maybe sometime in January. But I'm very excited. I've already started planning for the indie donathon because now I'm not gonna have an agency to back me up. So I gotta prepare for all of this by myself. Yeah, we can get silly with the yippies later, and I know that maybe we want more emotes, but we're going to be starting over on Twitch soon, and Twitch is, I think, more lenient with their emotes, so we'll have plenty of time to play around with that, don't worry. Hold on to your rocks, okay? Alright, so to answer some questions, I got the question of merchandise. What particular merchandise I am interested in producing as an indie? And the answer I have for you right now is I do not know. I don't even know how I'm going to be handling merch from now on. I have a couple of avenues that I am hoping to explore, but nothing has been solidified just yet. We haven't made any proper decisions just yet. I say we, but it's me. It's just a one-man team now, so so I don't know what kind of merch is in store for us, but I definitely want to try out new things. So it's not just acrylic standee after acrylic standee after acrylic standee, right? There will definitely be a daki that I will be putting as a donathon goal. I will unfortunately be paying for the daki art out of pocket, so it is going to be quite a big chunk of whatever we make from the donathon. So I highly encourage you guys, if you want to see that happen, to chuck a couple of rocks at me. I've picked a really wonderful artist that I have worked with in the past, so I know that it'll turn out just wonderfully. I am also exploring options of an NSFW version of the Daki, but again, I don't know if that's going to be a thing, because I obviously have to work it out with the people handling my merch in the future, if they allow NSFW merch. So again, I can't give you any specifics right now. I still don't know what the heck is going on, but we will definitely get a Daki merch as part of our donathon, okay? And Spicy Wings, hello there! Meow, I love you so much. Even if our company doesn't exist anymore, know that you will always be my senpai and someone that I look up to so much. You have worked so hard for GLOBIE, and you are just an incredible friend and an incredible content creator as well. So no matter what happens or where we choose to go in the future, you will always be my good friend and my senpai, okay? So best of luck to us in our future going unemployed. I also want to do plushie merch somewhere down the line as well, but I know that production costs for plushies are quite extreme, so we'll probably see how the Dakis turn out, because that's something that I definitely want, and then we'll talk plush merch after that. Just so we know, we have like a ballpark of what we can expect when it comes to producing plushies. And for other merch, I know people really want stickers. I've had people talk about apparel as well. Those are of course things that I am interested in too. But again, I can't give you guys any specifics before I have landed on how exactly I want to go about my merch as an indie. Yeah, I hope that answers some questions and concerns regarding merchandise, but yeah, I can't guarantee anything other than the fact that we will definitely have merch and we will definitely have a Daki. Everything else is still very much up in the air. Any questions regarding merch, since we're still talking about this right now? I will definitely also... Hi, Dread! When I do start looking more into merch options, I'll probably ask for your opinions as well, like having polls on YouTube and Twitter, just to get an interest, see what you guys are into, you know? Mouse pads? I definitely need an upgrade for my current desk mat mouse pad situation, so that could be interesting and cool as well. I also don't know like how shipping and like tariffs are these days. I know a lot of companies are based in the States, but being an honorary British person, I understand that I have viewers from all over the world who will not very much appreciate having to pay all those tariffs and all those big shipping costs, but we'll see how that goes. Hi, Smoky! I'm so upset that you guys are at work. What do you mean you're not unemployed with me? So know that I will consider all my options thoroughly to make the best decision, not just for me, but for all of you as well, okay? Merch in and of itself is never meant to be something profitable. I think at least not for smaller streamers. Even for a lot of bigger streamers, I think that merch is kind of a money tanker unless you can sell a lot of it, right? But merch is just fun to have. It's a good thing for your community. So I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna choose the option that profits me the most. That's not where I'm gonna start my search at, that's for sure. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, know that I will keep your best interests in mind as I go about exploring my merch options. I think the simplest way would be to go through a merch company, an already established merch company like Uwu or Kawa. But I'm also open to looking at other options. I know a lot of indies who don't sell a whole ton of merch, maybe just a set amount, limited stock. They just ship it themselves. That's not something that I've written off completely, but it's definitely something that I'll have to do more research on. We will keep your honorary Brit status. Thank you, Toto. Hello, Toto. It's good to see you. Welcome, one of our GLOBIE managers. I haven't had the chance to work very closely with Toto throughout my time here at GLOBIE, but the couple of times in which I have worked with Toto, he has been absolutely incredible. What a wonderful manager. Like, seriously, so on top of everything. My manager is great as well, but Toto, he's just the rock. And even though he's not in charge of me, I go to him and he helps me out. You know, like, he could totally just ignore me, but he never does that. So Toto's been absolutely great. Thank you so much for all the work that you've put into GLOBIE. Yeah, don't let his snake profile pic fool you. He's the GOAT for real. What will happen to any leftover stock after the GLOBIE store closes? That I am actually not too sure. So that is a question that you can direct over to GLOBIE. I'm not going to ask Toto, even though he's here right now, because I don't think that's something that is under Toto's jurisdiction. I don't know. I also don't want to put him on the spot, but you can shoot GLOBIE an email. You can shoot the merch store an email, and they'll probably let you know. But I am not sure what happens to the additional stock. But there is a discount right now. There is a sale over there if you want to pick up any additional merch before the store closes completely. I think December 15th. Hi, Kawu! Welcome to See Blessed Rains in Africa. I don't think this Toto does, but they toss it out into the well, if you want free merch, go and scavenge it there, I guess. Any other questions we have regarding merchandise? Lining up perfectly with Black Friday. Did you guys go Black Friday shopping? Oh my gosh, this is another tangent. I know I'm supposed to be answering questions, but over the weekend, I was really hunkering down and trying to finish my thesis proposal. I know, my thesis proposal is taking me a while to finish, but I finished it, by the way. Congratulations, Cera Luceria. Anyway, I was basically in my room all of Friday and the majority of Saturday. So I guess I was like really quiet or something, but I got a text from my mom, and my mom's like, "Where are you? Are you Black Friday shopping? Are you fighting with the mobs at the mall?" And I was like, my brother in Christ, my mother in Christ, I am upstairs. I have been upstairs the whole entire day. No, I mean, I did do some like pre-Black Friday shopping because I went to buy some Christmas gifts, but this was like last week. I don't like going out during the actual day because I just can't fight people. I hate crowds. But yeah, I was just at home slaving away at my thesis proposal, and I suppose my mother just thought I was not home. But to the people who did go out shopping, I hope you guys got some great deals. Smokey got a birthday gift for his mom. That's cute. Katza went out shopping and forgot it was Black Friday. Bro, that is the worst. Congratulations on surviving. As an indie, what are your guidelines for making and selling merch? As long as you save a piece of every merch that you create for me, then I have no guidelines. Do whatever you want. Obviously, don't make anything racist, sexist, you know, anything really offensive, then it's fine. Like, I don't care about NSFW, go ahead, go for it. As long as you keep a piece for me, okay? Yeah, I was just so locked in. I'm just a little girl. I can't fight off a mob. I can't even write my thesis proposal. I haven't seen a Black Friday mob in a long time. Really? Because I saw some videos like on Facebook of my local mall, and it did seem pretty crowded. I don't even know what like people were fighting over. Because I feel like at this point, a lot of the things that you can buy, you can get online too, right? So I don't know. I totally understand that shopping in person is a very different experience from shopping online, but I don't know, like if you're just buying electronics, do you really have to line up in front of Walmart at 5 a.m? Buy it online, right? Mimy, please reach out to one of my moderators and we will work something out, okay? Because I know, in case you guys didn't know, Mimy has been producing some of their own merchandise, including actually getting a fan commissioned Daki cover. So that has been shared around. You can get your own Daki printed if you would like. I would obviously, of course, like a piece of that merchandise. So we can mint the Cera Luceria NFT. If you mint the Cera Luceria NFT and you somehow make a lot of money out of it, I request that you give me at least half of that money. Otherwise, I will report you. I don't know who I would report you to, but I will report you. You have to write a thesis, you're stronger than God. I am really not looking forward to it. Losing my voice. Report them to John NFT. Hi, Andy. Yeah, please do not steal, by the way. Yeah, either you give me half willingly or I divorce you and you have to give me half legally. Yeah, okay, so that is merchandise. I know, I'm like really not looking forward to... I'm not gonna tell you guys what my thesis is on because it's very specific and it can... Pretty sure if you have access to the databases, once I publish it and stuff, you can just dox me with it. So I'm not gonna tell you guys what my thesis is on, but it's very niche and very specific. So I am really not looking forward to doing it. I know it's my thesis, so I can technically choose whatever I want to do, and I'm making my life harder by doing this the way that I am. is what it is. And if I have to go bald again, then so be it. Writing a thesis on the effects of ASMR on serotonin. Oh yes, I have to interview you guys, okay? Put you guys in groups. Some of you are going to be in the experimental group, others are going to be in the control group, and in the control group, you get nothing but white noise to sleep to. Exactly, it's my thesis, so I get to choose how I want to kill myself. Oh my gosh, and that's why my proposal has been taking so long, because there is just like not a whole ton of literature on it. So I've had to be quite creative in how I go about the actual project. So it has been really, really difficult, but it's been a lot of fun too. I know that sounds like kind of insane, but it's been fun. I just wish there wasn't so much pressure on getting it done in time and getting it done well. I would look like one of those hairless cats. They have quite long ears. Yes, I will still be doing an ASMR collab with Alicia Senpai. That is in the works, so don't worry about that, okay? As of right now, there is no date for when it will be complete, but it's definitely in the works. Part of the thesis, we're getting trips to Turkey for hair transplants. I don't know if I can acquire that much funding, honestly. But we'll make do with what we have. If we can't get the funding for professional hair transplant, I can transplant the hairs for you. After all, I lobotomized you guys yesterday, so it can't be that much harder, right? We are really off topic today. We really love our tangents here. I also received another question. Actually, I received a couple of these questions, just asking why I'm so keen on being corporal, or why I even fathom wanting to go corporal again in the future. We can talk a little bit more about that. I think it's understandable to have your doubts and to be skeptical, and of course I understand as a viewer you want to fully be able to support the streamer that you like, right? So I get it, and I don't think anyone was saying it out of malice, or no one was like aggressive or anything, and I genuinely think that people just want to know, and I am open and willing to talk about this. That being said, see you later, Smokey. You should become unemployed. That being said, right, I don't currently have any plans to go corpo, and I want to continue on as Cera Luceria for the foreseeable future. That much has not changed, but if opportunities arise that I think fits well and is beneficial for me in terms of my lifestyle and just streaming in general, then it's not something that I won't consider in the future. But I just wanted to note that just because I'm talking about this doesn't mean I have my eyes set on going corporal again immediately or anything. I have no plans whatsoever right now. And I just really want to see if I can make this indie thing work. So yeah, that is just an overview. Don't put words in my mouth is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, like people in chat have already stated, they're just two very different environments. And I can understand from a viewer point of view that you want to be able to fully support your streamer and not this big conglomerate that you don't really know what they do or what goes on behind the scenes. I get it. It is totally 100% understandable. So if I can ease any of those thoughts, any of those fears, then I will do my best to do so, right? So for me right now, I literally just talked about my thesis. I am juggling a lot of opportunities. Not opportunities. I'm juggling a lot of responsibilities, and with this new opportunity of being indie, I am worried that it won't quite align with my current lifestyle. So there are, of course, worries of burnout being a thing, because being indie and being corpo, what is expected from you is drastically different as well. Even if it looks like from the outside that the corporation isn't doing much, but a lot of that responsibility at the end of the day isn't the talents. It rests upon the company. So it does always make things a little bit easier, right? And for me, because I just have so much going on right now, I can't put in the amount of time and energy that I would like to fully into streaming. And I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I don't want people to be like, oh, she's not passionate, she's not dedicated to streaming. Wrong. I am actually very, very, very passionate about this, and I put in way too much time. I should not be putting in this much time. I don't just go live and stream for a couple of hours every week. There are so much backhand stuff that I still need to do despite being in a corpo. So I just want to say that I am very motivated, very passionate, and very dedicated to streaming. I just don't have as much time as I would like to fully invest into it, because I am juggling just a lot of responsibilities and a lot of different roles. As a corpo VTuber, a lot of this can be mitigated by having a team to help you. So I have managers on top of my projects, on top of my deadlines. They help me reach out to artists, reach out for opportunities and events. Those are things that I just naturally don't even have to think of as a corporate VTuber. Like, I don't have to reach out to events months in advance to see if I can get a meet and greet slot. I don't have to coordinate with anybody to do merch release, you know. All of that is handled by the agency, which is good, and it's definitely part of their job, right? But a lot of other things as well is handled by the agency, at least financially. For example, right now, I am very blessed to have a team of people editing my shorts for me. So I don't have to edit any of my own shorts, which I can't do, of course. I've been indie before, and I have edited my own shorts before in the past, but editing shorts just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time that I do not have right now. And going indie means that I will have to pay out of pocket for these editors, which means that that will be a financial strain for me, but something that was just offered to me and GLOBIE, right? So that's the difference. But it's not just shorts. It's all of my projects that I have, all of the events that I host, the YouTube videos that I upload are... Every single part of it is made exclusively for me. That means the script is made with my input exclusively for me. Every single script and every single video that I have uploaded, that's exclusive Cera Luceria content. And not just the scripts, but the mix and the artwork as well. So I'm only able to do that because I have the support of an agency behind me, right? And it does suck that I'm not going to be able to have an agency to help me out with that anymore, but content will remain the same. Nothing will change. The only thing that will change is the state of my bank account. But it is what it is. Just to give you guys a ballpark estimate of even just a fraction of what I spend monthly on my VTubing activities. I can't give you guys the full amount, obviously. But you guys know my membership wallpapers that I release every single month. By the way, I just released November's membership wallpaper. It is very cute, very cozy. Go check it out if you're T2 member and above. But for those, I like to pick really wonderful artists to work with. And those wallpapers, especially with commercial use, because a lot of artists do charge commercial use for membership content, since it is technically paid content. A lot of times the artwork gets an additional 100% upcharge, so you double the price of the commission. So a lot of the artists that I work with, they're all incredible, by the way, and I think you should definitely pay artists what they deserve, because it is not easy to be a freelance artist, and they need to eat as well. But they are quite pricey. And exactly. So we support our artists, but at the same time, we have to understand that it is quite a financial, investment for something like that doesn't even get seen by most people because it's paid content. So I think I can give you guys a range. I don't want to call out particular artists, but a lot of this is public information. So if you look at one of the artists that I've commissioned in the past, you can pretty much find their prices on their website, right? But the wallpapers that I have commissioned have ranged anywhere from $300 to $500. So they are not cheap. It is not it's not a small investment to do every single month, right? And that is something that I will have to reconsider going into our indie arc. I'll have to look into potentially I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do going forward, because I still want to have membership wallpapers, and especially because I use them for my ASMR videos as well. But obviously I can't just be spending $500 out of pocket every month for an art piece when I still have to finance other parts of VTubing. right? So that is why having an agency to help you, to back you up, to support you financially, is very, very important to me. And that being said, I understand people are gonna be like, well, why can't you just write your own script? Why can't you just do your own mixing, make your own clips? And then you'll have more money to spend for art. Yes, but also, like I said, with my current lifestyle, I just don't have the time to do any of that. Like, it's not they're not skills that I don't have. I do have those skills because I was indie once. I just don't have the time for it. Any of that right now, right? So that's why when I say I'm interested in going corpo again, those are the things that I would consider. And if the corpo is able to support me in the ways that I'm looking for, and it's a good fit, then I am not opposed to it, you know? So I hope that gives you guys a better understanding of why I'm not opposed to going corpo in the future, but it's also not something that I am actively looking for, you know? Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe when we go indie, we'll have a monthly dono goal just so we can hit the monthly expenses of being a VTuber. Not even for myself, not even like to pay my bills or anything, but just to be able to cover those expenses. I may put up a monthly goal, but I also really, really hate monetizing myself. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll talk about that later. We haven't... we don't need to think about that right now, you know? I'm just gonna have to somehow get over the fear of asking people for money. Will you girls be able to keep your models? Yes. We will keep our models, we will keep our accounts, we will keep everything associated to our IP. We will just no longer be part of a company. Yeah, I don't know. I also don't like putting things behind paywalls, but that may be something that we need to ramp up in the future as well. But yeah, that's hopefully the answer that you're looking for. Hopefully I helped you paint a better picture of what it looks like. But going indie definitely does have its upsides, and I am really looking forward to playing games that I previously couldn't get perms to. I want to play Pokemon Conquest on stream, which is kind of crazy, I know. Probably not a whole ton of interest in that area, but it's just one of my favorite games and something that I think would go pretty hard in the background as I yapped. You know, so I am definitely looking forward to that. Apple, thank you. Hopefully you can still afford child support next month. If I can't afford it, then you guys better be paying up. Better start paying up for child support. It does have shiny Rayquaza, you're right. Any questions regarding that? I'm being candid, so feel free to ask me anything, and I will answer to the best of my abilities. Obviously, I can't divulge too much to you guys, but I will always do what I can. I will not take responsibility, Rabid! What is your biggest weakness? Hello, Duologs. My biggest weakness, that is... I feel like I have a lot of weaknesses. But I think we can narrow it down a little bit. One of my biggest weaknesses is that I am deathly afraid of being alone. So I am a very codependent person. I am codependent on my family. My parents... I still live at home, which is good because I don't have to pay rent, but also at the same time, it's like, Boy, that sure is a thing. Which also means I'm quite codependent on my chat here, which is a little bit cringe. But it is what it is. I think another one of my weaknesses is that I am a little bit of a perfectionist. And I say a little bit quite humbly. I am very much a perfectionist, and not in a good way, you know? If I'm really into something, then I'm gonna make my life a living nightmare just to make sure that it's done well. You know? And it can be kind of a strength, but to the extent that I'm a perfectionist, it definitely is not a strength, guys. Like, it stresses me out so badly. I get in my head a whole ton about that. And it's just so tiring all the time. Like, yeah, maybe the end game, the product that comes out is really, really good, but I'm just too tired and too exhausted to even feel proud of myself, you know? So I think that's definitely something that I have to work on. Just being like, you know what? Enough is enough. It's good enough. But I don't know, it stresses me out a lot to even think that way. I can't even think like, okay, good enough, good enough, good enough. Let's just leave it at that. I will beat myself up. Ugh. You know? If a new editor says they're a perfectionist, I see it as a red flag. Oh yeah, definitely, right? Because they're hard on themselves to the point where they can't be objective about the quality of the content that they're making. It can always be better. That's the truth. You can always be better. And if you don't know when to stop, when you can just take a step back to evaluate how far you've come, then you're just making life harder for yourself and for the people around you, right? So that is definitely something that I have to work on. So in this new era of being an indie, I am looking forward to leaving things as they are, just good enough. Obviously, there can be a healthy amount of perfectionism, right? And you strive to do really, really well, but you know your limits. If you're a perfectionist, but you know your limits, and you can be objective about your limits, then that's totally fine. But a lot of times, the perfectionism comes with no bounds. You just keep going and going and going. Yeah, and like just not being able to finish something or even start on something, for the fear that it's not going to be perfect. It's something that scares me. I think this is why I've had trouble with my donathon. I wanted to have it much earlier on in the year, but I always had a lot of self-doubts. I know that if it doesn't turn out the way that I would like it to turn out, not just like how much money I make, but even like how entertaining I am, what kind of content I bring to the table, like the whole thing, right? It stresses me out a lot just to think about, because I don't want it to be half-assed. I don't want it to not turn out the way that I envision it turning out as, you know? And it's scary, but I think 2026, new year, new me, it's just something that I'm gonna have to deal with. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's not the donathon of my dreams, even if I'm not perfect and I don't show up perfectly, I think that we can still have fun and we can still have a good time together. So something that I'm working on. I go to therapy, okay? Are you now an indie VTuber? No, I have 1 more month left. Exactly 1 month of being part of GLOBIE. And then after that, I will be indie, yes. Yeah, wow, that's a really deep question. Any other questions? I'm an open book today. What is your 5-year plan? Is this an interview? Am I getting interviewed live on stream? Oh my gosh. This is really funny because I actually have a very detailed plan. But it has to do with... Yeah, am I being interviewed live on stream? It has to do with a lot of other parts of my life. So obviously, with my schooling right now, within 5 years, I will definitely have graduated and have obtained my license, unless something goes very, very wrong, which I'm not gonna even think about. But I hope that within 5 years, I will be practicing as a therapist. I know this has nothing to do with VTubing, but I hope that within 5 years, I will be practicing as a therapist. I don't want like my own practice. I know a lot of people, their goal is to open up their own private practice, but I think at least within the next 5 years, I really want to focus on just bettering myself and learning more. So I think being able to work for an institution or even like a hospital or something is something that I'm working towards. But that being said, I still want to be able to stream and to be a VTuber. I don't think just because I'm going to be working as a therapist, I don't think that's going to take away from my passion and my drive to continue streaming, right? So for those of you who are worried, for those of you who are going, you're gonna graduate from school and you're gonna become an actual employed adult, does that mean you're going to stop VTubing? False. Wrong, 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 wrong. There is not a chance in hell that because I have employment in the future that I will give up on VTubing. There is just no way, okay? So, my 5-year plan for VTubing, I guess it has changed recently because I was not expecting to go indie anytime soon. But I'm hoping that with this change, we'll bring in more opportunities and we'll be able to discover more parts of ourselves together here live on stream. I have goals that I want to achieve as a streamer, of course, and as a VTuber. I think more short-term goals I want to consider is getting 3D. I think that's definitely something that I will be striving towards. Trying to get that done as soon as possible. Just having a 3D model, and being able to do more 3D work for ASMR, and I want to be able to explore new events and opportunities at things like conventions, because I feel like as part of GLOBIE, I did have those opportunities, but a lot of them were contained within Europe. I want to go further and explore outside of Europe. I want to go to Offkai. I want to, you know, have opportunities within North America and Europe alike, right? So, those are my short-term goals as an independent VTuber. I still don't know how we're going to go about doing that, but we'll work on it. It'll come when it comes, right? And I say this a lot, but I hope that once I graduate from school and I begin actually working, I think I'll have I know this is crazy, but I think I'll have a lot more time. Even if I was working full-time as a therapist, I think that I would have a lot more time on my hands. And I want to learn how to sing. I want to learn how to sing. I'm not saying that I want to become an idol necessarily, but I want to make covers, and with a 3D model, I want to be able to dance. I want to participate in concerts and stuff like that, you know? But singing is definitely something that requires a lot of effort and a lot of time that I don't have necessarily right now to commit to, because you need to practice and you have to actually put in a lot of work towards that, right? So I hope that once I graduate, that is something that I can do with my spare time instead of doing research every single second of my life. Maybe I can practice singing. So yeah, that is something else that I have in mind. So I'm excited. I am looking towards the future. I'm looking towards what the future will bring. But within 5 years, I definitely plan on continuing streaming regardless of what my real life turns out to look like. I have a nice voice, but I'm completely tone deaf. So what's your greatest achievement? Okay, this is gonna be a little bit sappy, but I think my greatest achievement is... I know this sounds really cliche, but I can't even like come up with anything else because this is genuinely how I feel. I never thought that I would get this far. I didn't go into streaming because I wanted to make money or make it my full-time job or anything. Now that I am making money from it, I am incredibly grateful, of course. So I'm not saying that part isn't important. It is, but I think I just hit the jackpot by being able to meet all of you. I think that my greatest achievement is being able to cultivate a community like you. Like, I have never really had an issue with people being rude or disrespectful or just not having very good vibes. All of you come in here with your immaculate vibes and you make me so happy to be here. And I think that obviously I'm not going to downplay my hard work. Of course, I've done a lot. I've played my role in cultivating this community, but I also think that it's quite lucky for me to have been in the right place at the right time. You guys enable me to be my best self. You guys support me even when I don't support myself. You know, and I think that's genuinely very, very rare to come across. We may have a transactional relationship, but I don't think that's the only thing that defines our relationship. And even though we are a little bit parasocial, we know our limits, we know our boundaries, and I think that's quite rare to come across, you know? And even though it's not a number and it's nothing like crazy that I can brag about, but I can genuinely say from the bottom of my heart that I am so proud to call you guys my serotonins. I am so proud to get to stream to so many of you, get to yap and just talk about my day with so many of you, and know that no matter where you're from or who you are or what opinions you hold, you are loved here and you are accepted here and you are welcomed here. And I think that goes a really long way. So even though it's not like, oh, I made $1 billion last year, which again, would be kind of Poggers champion. But to me, I think it's my greatest achievements, my greatest accomplishments. So don't let me down. I swear to God, as soon as I say this and you guys start, I don't know, acting up online, or I have to cancel any of you, I will jump off a cliff in Minecraft. Okay, tangent time, story time. So my mom a couple years back, I think this is during the height of the pandemic, she was super bored. So she was very online during that time, and she fell really hard down the rabbit hole of her favorite idol. His name is... No, maybe I won't dox my mother like this, but she was very much into this Chinese idol during the pandemic, and he kind of got into like a controversy online, and it was basically his fans did something that wasn't very nice, okay? And it kind of impacted other people online, but people were holding his fans' actions above his head. It was like, oh, you're the idol, why can't you control your fans? It was kind of like that kind of online drama and controversy, right? my mom is a hardcore defender of her idol, and she has like never been very tech savvy. She's not on the internet a lot, but during that time she was really internet pilled, and she made this comment on one of the forums. She was like, I can't even control what my adult children do on the internet. How is an idol supposed to control every single one of his fans on the internet, right? That's what she posted online. And then she told me, she like never told me this. She only recently confessed to this after we were drinking a little bit, and I guess she was a little bit tipsy, and we started talking about like my online streaming career, right? She was saying how at first she didn't support this, she didn't want me to do this because she was worried that I would get a lot of hate online, because in her mind, if you say anything online, you get attacked for it, and she was worried that I wouldn't be able to handle that, right? And she admitted during that tipsy spiel of hers that she once made that comment online, and people really ripped into her. They were shitting on her. They were sending her death threats. I was like, oh my god! Shut up! What? So she was like, oh my gosh, I did not want you anywhere near the internet like that. Like, oh, I couldn't imagine my poor daughter being blasted by the internet like that. And I'm like, that really sucks, mother. I am so sorry that you had to deal with that, but maybe don't engage with the 12-year-olds on the internet and you'll be okay. So I thought that was a really cute moment. But yeah, so don't act out. If you're a Ceratonin and you do something terrible and people come to me saying, Sarah, why couldn't you control your fans? I will kill myself in Minecraft. Yeah, I was so shook. I was like, what do you mean they were mean to you? I mean, she didn't even say anything wrong, right? It's not like she's checking our internet history every single day. We're grown adults. She can't control what we do on the internet. Like, why is a famous person supposed to keep tabs on all of his fans? Like, how is that even possible, right? If only your mom knew what you go through all the time. It's so tough being cute on the internet. I mean, I feel like she did end up probably on like the Chinese version of Reddit or something, because her post did kind of blow up. Maybe like Chinese Twitter or something, but I thought that was really funny. I know, poor mother. She is famous. Maybe she should ride that hype and become a VTuber. And she can stream on Bilibili. Oh my god, yeah. And my dad... Okay, another tangent. This has nothing to do with questions that were asked by duologues earlier. I was being interrogated live on stream. But yeah, my dad, he's always been like, oh, you're streaming? That's so cool. But his version of streaming is like TikTok streaming because he oh my god, he uses his Chinese TikTok so much. And he's like, so why don't you teach English on Chinese TikTok? And I'm like, that is a form of streaming, but that is not exactly the streaming that I do. And he's like, okay, but what if you do it? What if you teach English on TikTok? And that's like his advice for me every single time he sees me. We don't see each other very often because he lives in China, but every time I do see him, he's like, oh, Sarah, how's your streaming career coming along? How much money are you making? Have you considered teaching English on Chinese TikTok? I'm just like, I still have not considered it yet. No, father, that is not something I'm interested in doing in the near future, but I will keep your advice in mind. The indie rebrand to educational content. Yeah, at least he's supportive in his own way, you know? Have you ever considered teaching Mandarin on Canadian TikTok? I feel like the Canadians would teach me Mandarin instead. Lots of Canadians are very, very Mandarin savvy. He's proud of your great English? Well, good, because it is my first language. Otherwise, that would be I'm not very great at it, despite it being my first language, you know. So it is a little bit tragic, but it could be worse. How about teaching English on YouTube? Hello guys, welcome to my English class. Today I'm going to teach you skibbity toilet. Skibbity toilet. Gotta learn the Queen's English. I thought Mandarin was your first language. I mean, I speak Mandarin quite fluently, but I can't write an entire thesis in in Chinese. So I don't think that can qualify as my first language. Is that why we don't get Mandarin ASMR? I don't know, I just feel like I'd be way too awkward to speak in Chinese and be so intimate. Intimacy is not a thing in China, as you see. So it makes it extra awkward for me to break that language barrier and be intimate with you guys. It just doesn't exist. You don't tell each other you love each other, or you care about each other, or that you're proud of each other. You just kind of cut fruit and bring it to each other and call it a day. What about teaching rocks? I don't know the difference between rocks. I just eat them and consume them, so I don't think I would be a very good rock teacher. Teach League? No, I only teach League to Faker. I'm only Faker's coach. My prices are insane. Only Faker can avoid it. Are you a doctor yet? Chinese mom ASMR. Hey, 你做作业了吗？你的数学考试上考到了100分吗？哎呀，怎么才98分呢？98分不是100分呢？剩下的2分跑哪里去了？哎呀， 就是你天天用电脑，天天上网玩游戏。哎呀。I can feel the disappointment. Speak your magic words. 我不喜欢。哎，怎么样啊？最近吃的还好吗？睡得还好吗？你是医生了吗？当上医生了吗？哎呀，怎么还没当上医生啊？天天上学干什么吃的呀？I understand not a single word of what you said, but you sound really cute. Thank you. 你不想当医生啊？不当医生没问题呀，当律师怎么样？律师也是挺好的呀。哎呀，律师、医生，科学家，你可以去给 NASA 上班，是不是？I'm not even scolding you guys. I'm just saying, why aren't you a doctor yet? Why did you only get 98% on your math test, huh? You're not a doctor? You don't want to be a doctor? That's okay. You can be a lawyer. You don't want to be a lawyer? That's okay. You can go work for NASA.哎呀，你都快30了，还没有对象吗？还没有找到女朋友吗？怎么办呢？你要再不结婚，哎呦，你妈就快死了，我都，哎呦。我要抱我的乖孙子，你还不结婚生孩子，你妈怎么抱孙子呀？That says below lawyer, yes, it goes doctor, lawyer, and then rocket scientist because we don't believe in technology like that. Technology is fake news. Your Chinese mom is concerned for your future. At which rung is customer service? You'll be disowned, basically. At that point, you are no son of mine. This is all on a stone tablet. Yeah, it is written in the sacred texts, okay? I'm not making shit up. Will any PhD count? No, what do you mean? Any PhD in the humanities, the social sciences, I think even in a lot of just sciences, they don't count. You can't just have a PhD. It has to be a PhD that actually matters. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and wasting money and not getting married and having children. So no, you can't just get any PhD, okay? In psychology, absolutely useless. Absolutely dog shit useless. Don't even consider it. Don't even think about it. Your liberal arts degree, that's like you're just gonna work at McDonald's, right? That means nothing to me, right? You know? Yeah, even in engineering is like, okay, my son can't become a doctor or a lawyer, so we will accept an engineer. These are my thoughts, okay? Just know that I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's just funny to talk about because these are thoughts that people have. Yeah, you're an engineer. That's a great, but it's like not actually great. Yeah, you cured cancer. Okay. Big Pharma's not gonna let you do anything with that, so why did you waste your time? Ever thought about that? I'm a bit worried for your future, son. Yeah, so that's my life. I think for me, it was a little bit easier to convince my parents that I'm going into psychology because although they did have quite high expectations for me, they were considering like, okay, maybe you should be a doctor kind of deal when I was younger. But I think that they were more accepting of my career choice because I am a woman. And in their eyes, you know, the humanities, the liberal arts, the social sciences, those are, you know, good career opportunities for just a woman. So they didn't really make too big of a fuss about that. But I imagine if I was the firstborn son of my family, that would be a little bit different, and I would probably be on my way to getting my med degree. I know you're the Secretary General of the UN, but you should really think about a real career. Yeah, what is it that you do? The United Nations? That's fake. Yeah, and now I eat rocks too, so generally I think I am on a pretty stable career path. I don't know about you guys. I am unemployed, which is a little bit scary, but hopefully it can't get any worse. Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. You went into med school and your parents started finding other things to bitch about? I haven't experienced that, thankfully, because I never made it into med school. I would lose my mind. Now, why are you not a doctor? Oh, so I hope that no matter what it is that you're doing right now, what career path you're on, what degree you've gotten or you're trying to get, you don't get discouraged by what I'm saying, because I have a double major in sociology and psychology, arguably two of the most useless degrees you can ever get, but alas, I'm quite happy with my career choice, so you should be happy with your career choice as well. Exactly. Disappoint your parents early on so they don't have any expectations for you. We should all learn from that. Yeah, for me, you know, for me. Soon I'm gonna be unemployed, so I'm gonna need whatever shitty job you're working at. Yeah, Molkosh has a pretty good job. Molkosh just gets to play with rocks, which is pretty cool. Super chat! I made them so happy by graduating with a degree. That is the perfect way to go. They always think that maybe, oh my gosh, they're never gonna graduate. They're never gonna get into school. But then you get into school and you graduate and they think that's the best thing ever because you just like kept their expectations low. So true. Unemployment relief. Mika, thank you so much. Thank you for the soup. Ah, God knows I need it. LOL, this guy is unemployed. Point and laugh. Well, you know what? At least, I have a day job. It's not a flex. I would rather not have a day job. I didn't go to jail and join the army, so yeah, my parents were very impressed. Critical hit. Hi, Kohaku-senpai. We're just talking about, you know, having Asian parents and being unemployed. It's hard out there. It's definitely quite tricky. Yeah, the economy is really bad right now. So, I know I joke around a lot about being unemployed and going unemployed, but if you have a job, I would genuinely advise that you stay at your job unless you have another place lined up, in which case go for it. But also, if you are unemployed and you're looking for employment right now, don't beat yourself up over it. Everybody is unemployed. Like, seriously, it is so hard to get a job right now. It doesn't matter if you have a degree, it doesn't matter if you have years of experience. Economy just sucks. Gotta lock in on the Jesus ASMR. I can't believe you haven't cashed in on that yet. Imagine all the big bucks you could be making, Kohaku-senpai. I guess now you have to, since we're unemployed now. Fall Guys ASMR? Yeah! Have you considered Fall Guys ASMR? Like just role-playing as the little bean dudes? I'm sure there's a market for Fall Guys BFE ASMR. Jesus ASMR sounds insane. We're not gonna get into it again, but this is a bit that we talked about in one of my other streams where I have convinced Kohaku-senpai to do Jesus BFE ASMR. Not problematic at all. Totally unproblematic. Yeah, even government jobs aren't stable, so like what is really stable, right? Do what you can with what you have. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time. It is rough out there for everybody, so it's not you, okay? It's not a reflection of you as a person or how capable you are. It just really collectively sucks right now. But yeah, I believe in you. I'm also unemployed, so I should probably wrap it up. I do have to go view some more apartments in like 2 hours. For those of you who don't know, my brother is moving out this month, and I think we've pretty much settled on an apartment to rent, but we're still checking out some other places. So this month is going to be a little bit, I guess, turbulent for my family, but hopefully it doesn't affect my streams all too much. But yeah, unless there are any other pressing concerns or questions about my unemployment, I will probably end it here. Also, thank you, Kohaku! Now I can only see with one eye. Yeah, sometimes you can be overqualified for a position, which is crazy. Like, what do you mean? Because I have too many degrees, I can't work at McDonald's? I'll have a word with Mr. Charles J. King III to confirm. Thank you so much. I don't know how you're going to get a meeting with him, but I appreciate it. Please tell him that I would like to keep my honorary Bri'ish status. Please continue to fund my unemployment. It would be very much appreciated. Alright, I think that pretty much answers everybody's questions, right? I will be streaming again later tonight. It'll be a members only stream, so my Ceravants will get your kisses tonight for that stream, okay? For those of you who are not members, hopefully you consider becoming a member because I would really appreciate that support. Tonight's gonna be fun. We're gonna celebrate the end of November in the only way we know best, by being gooners. On YouTube, by the way, so it's... don't think it's gonna be anything crazy, but we'll have a silly fun time together tonight. And yeah. Taco! What the heck? Thank you!
Yippee!
Meme Asylum! I'm very glad to know that Meme Asylum is now a member. Thank you so much, Taco! Oh, we are inching closer and closer.
Yippee!
Thank you, Taco. Yippee!
Yippee! Yippee!
Let me check who is streaming right now because we will rate. Okay?
Yippee!
Oh, Miel is streaming. She's doing an anniversary karaoke. Guys. Please go support Miss Miel. She is celebrating her 1-year anniversary. So go show her some love. I know with everything going on recently, there's not a whole ton of time for the Gen 1ers to fully celebrate their Gen 1 anniversary, but their 2-year anniversary, right? They've been at it for so long, 2 whole years, and they've worked so hard to make GLOBIE what it is today. So please go show them lots and lots of love, okay? Tell Miss Miel happy 2-year anniversary! Okay. I think with that, we can safely end things off here. Thank you guys once again for joining me tonight. I mean, this morning. Oh my gosh, it's not nighttime yet. Hopefully, I will see most of you tonight for our ASMR stream. In the meantime, take good care of yourselves, okay? Make sure you hydrate, rest, eat food, and I pray for your bowel movements because that's something a good wife would do. I hope you poo really nice today. Thank you for yapping with me. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye, everyone.